So I decided to zoom more today because the game is quite square shaped, because it belonged to a different console and they didn't make it like YouTube type of like ratio that makes sense. So hopefully that will be better than my other videos with this one. Okay, my controllers are connected. Welcome back. I have some candy soft drink. Here I have my coffee. I have a new sterile saline, I think, solution, which is it's like a spray for my jewelry, my Madonna piercing. My mom took it. Mom, thank you. Hi Ze, by the way. Hi Ze. I forgot about that. So today I'm gonna continue playing as I did. I feel better with my mouth, I suppose. But like I also have like my okay, as you can see, there is some issue with my controllers that I have to fix. Yeah, I have to, like, sometimes I experience these issues, like they go around and around for no particular reason, that's what I mean. So, as I said, he's so funny though. As I said, I'm feeling better with my mouth, and now I have the spray. I will spray to sterilize my piercing, but I didn't sleep very well. I had again nightmares. Have nightmares these days. I think they still have an issue. Yeah, I'm gonna out, out. Um, Close them. Hopefully now this will have them fixed. Okay, so let's go and take the life from over the tree. Okay, it's the tree. Okay. And let's go to the we will go to the penguins. If only I remembered where the door the door is. That the door? Yeah, that's the door. It's the door. We go to the door and we go to see the snowman. Big penguin race. Yeah, we have to do that again. I've forgotten. Helga, it's just yesterday. How did you forget? I forget easily. Yeah, I will compete with you. So as you can see, these penguins are the ones that we try to find to count on Mario Party. It's the ones. Ah, good. Let's die a couple of times. That's the way to go in this game. To die 1, 2, 3, 4 times. fuck. Okay. Ah. Yes, it is as difficult as it looks like. Looks like. Sorry, I'm eating. I can't speak when I'm eating. I say bullshit. At least I'm not a false prophet, but yeah, you get what I mean. Oh fuck, I was. Oh my god. Fuck. There's one level upstairs. Like, do you remember there is a locked door? I think it's upstairs. Is it downstairs? In the castle, and it's a dark place. I'm trying to remember. It took me 2 months to complete it. Yes. And my life. And it was very interesting, but I was taking the card out all the time because I was bored to play the same thing over and over again without any success. Like, I'm like, yeah, make it enjoyable, make it a little bit difficult so it doesn't like end overnight, like you have a game and you know the next week you don't have any game and you don't know what to do with your life anymore. But at the same time, like, make it a little bit easy so we can play it and not get pissed off every time that we open the console. That's what I mean. You get what I mean? Oh, I didn't press. Okay. Ah, I wanted to say something. Hold on a second. Um, so in South Korea, I read something. South Korea president the guy okay I am I suppose death penalty something like that. Okay, so Yoon Suk Yeol. So this guy was the president or prime minister of Korea, South Korea, and since 1997 no person is penalized with death penalty. But if found guilty, he could face it. That's what I read. So, do you guys over there like do that? Like, is it like I mean, when I mean there, I mean generally speaking in Eastern Asia. Like, do you like you can make like your even your governors face death penalty if needed, because this is crazy for me as a Greek. My father says why. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. um he's rearrested. Yeah, this is what I read. He could be sentenced to death if he's found guilty. Euronews I read, and Reuters 9 November 2025, so that's a week ago. Reuters, it's the like newspaper that I read, and it says that South Korea special prosecutor indicts ex-president Yoon on more charges. Hold on. Seoul, November 10, Reuters. South Korea's special prosecutor on Monday indicted former President Yoon Suk Yeol on additional charges of abusing power and aiding an enemy state related to his short-lived imposition of martial law last year. Yoon attempted to provoke military conflict between South and North Korea in order to declare martial law. A prosecutor's spokesperson told a briefing, citing evidence found on a military official's mobile phone that included some words suggesting potential provocations against North Korea, such as drones and surgical strike. Yoon was removed from office by the Constitutional Court in April and is on trial for insurrection stemming from his failed martial law declaration. If found guilty, he could be sentenced to death. Yoon has said consistently he never intended to impose military rule, but declared martial law to sound the alarm of wrongdoings by opposition parties and to protect democracy from anti-state elements. According to the memo, Yoon, former Defense Minister Kim Jong-hyun, and former military intelligence chief Yeo In-hyung planned to induce a North Korean attack against the South, a spokesperson Park Ji-young said. Sorry, I'm coughing all the time. So it says the trio conspired to create tensions in the country as a justification for Yoon to declare martial law, she said. Kim and Yeo were also indicted on the same additional charges, the prosecutor said. Okay. So there are three people, I'm not gonna read it all because it goes into details. there are three people who, if found guilty, but we speak about the president, the ex-president, like he he stepped down and he will be condemned. Um, that's unthinkable for modern European standards. Like as a modern European myself, like I'm not saying for past centuries. Past centuries were cruel. That's what I'm saying. But if we speak about Europe today, okay, my record. Unbelievable. I knew that you were the coolest. Now you prove that you're also the fastest. Okay, I'm gonna take this as a picture. Okay. I can't award you a gold medal, but here, take this star instead. You've earned it. Okay. Save. Okay. So, yeah, as I was saying, that's unthinkable. What do I have to do? Frosty slide for 8 red coins. Okay, okay, the red coins. Okay. So, as I was saying, it's unthinkable for a European like me that people that were governors can be executed, and any person in general, because we don't kill people anymore. These things are abolished, and we are very proud of abolishing them. We feel like that, like that's a step forward as a society. Helga, do you agree with that? I can say I do. I do. Um, I grew up in a country that respects human life. We actually have a lot of issues with punishing criminals effectively. Our life imprisonment in Greece is not exactly life imprisonment, it is 22 years. It hardly is a life sentence. So if you let's say if you kill a person, that's life sentence in Greece. Like I am 25. If I kill a person now in Greece, let's give you an example. I will take 22 years, so I will have to get out of the prison when I will be your age, but even worse than that, there is a high possibility that I will, because I will have like good behavior in the prison, like like study a degree in the uni, like many prisoners do that, working in prison, having like good behavior with the guards in general. You get reduced penalty, so you can get out 17 years, 18 years. So yeah, warning, cold crevasse below. So it's not really like sure you're gonna do 22. You will do, like 17, 18 years maximum, which is very bad if you consider somebody killed a person, I suppose. But I partly agree. Like if I have to choose between what Greece is doing with what South Korea is trying to do with the president, I wholeheartedly support my country into this, because oh my god, I fell. There are many killers who have been out of the prison in Greece. I agree with giving a second chance to people. Um, yeah, I know that usually such people don't change, but if the system was a little bit like Norway, I know that in Norway they have prisons like lodges, pretty much. Prisons there are like lodges, like houses, and they you can really feel like jealous of like a prisoner pretty much in Norway. But they have a very low criminal activity, and the the people in Norway, I think I have to start again, but anyways, let's continue. The people in no fuck. The people in Norway have said that the people that get out of prison don't go back to criminal activity, like they change their ways inside prison, like they are indeed transformed in the Norwegian prison. Like the statistics show that they have like I think 10% only people going back to criminal activity. So I believe that this system works because it shows actively that it's working. That's what I mean. Like fix his behavior, don't exactly punish them, treat them as a human being. That's what I mean. I agree with that as a European woman myself. But in Greece you don't exactly have that. The only thing that they can do is work in prison and take a degree, study. Usually they study law and arts. I know from statistics what the prisoners study in prison. Usually it is law. They go to the law school, university, or they study arts like drawing and shit. Where is he? So yeah, okay, I fell. Cool. So if you ask me as a Greek, do I agree with this system? I absolutely do. But I believe in Greece it should be more consistent with fixing the person, not like um not exactly like punishing only, but also teaching manners. That's what I would agree with. For example, I can give you some examples to help you understand. In Greece, the woman that killed her daughter, Sroula Pispirigu, and she was popular. I have talked about her on my channel, if you remember. And also Babbies with Caroline Crouch. They are in isolation. As far as I know, the last time that I checked, they were in isolation, aka don't expect something crazy like America. Obviously not. We are Europe. We are not Americans. Um, we uh, we we know that the women, because Rula killed her daughters, the women prisoners, they expressed their dissatisfaction with being with this woman, so there were fears that maybe they will attack her, if you get what I mean. So the prosecutor said that she should be isolated, so she's having a cell alone. She has a TV. That's not something you have in America. We give them in our prisoners here in back in Greece. She has a television. She asked for the television and she's watching the news. As far as I know, you don't only watch educational programs, you can watch also movies and shit. As I said, we're not America. We are Europe. Europe, in order to be in the European Union, you have to respect some fundamental human rights, and some of them include um, some of them include like respecting a woman who has killed her daughters. Like, I know maybe as an Asian you are also leftist, maybe this sounds crazy for you. Um, Sometimes it sounds crazy to me, I have to be faithful. I'm also angry with what has happened with the babies. I also have this anger. Um, but at the same time, I don't like how Americans treat their prisoners in America. They dehumanize them quite a lot, quite a bit. That's quite, it's not good. I don't know where to go. I will try to go up. Maybe I have to go there. Oh fuck. Okay, let's go back. Hold on, I will go back to the level and I will continue talking. Oh, I didn't want to go there. I have to go, but I can't go anywhere else. Sorry, hold on a second. So I don't lose any more lives. Okay. Fuck this, the star, fuck the star. Okay. I don't know where I'm going any more than you. I don't remember the level. Ah, good. Oh my god. Okay, let's go again. So as I was saying, no, hold on. The concept in Europe is to teach, as I said. That's the way we see it. I don't say we practice it all the time, but that's what we believe in. That's what we stand for. Okay, and yeah, I agree with that. So seeing like news that there are people on the planet that punish so severely people, it's genuinely weird to me. And I explain again because uh, like even if you've done the worst crime, I'm not saying all Greeks are tolerant. I'm not saying that. There are many Greeks who have attacked people with tomatoes, for example, in restaurants, with eggs, quite humiliating. And like these politicians were with their families as well. You know, that's quite embarrassing. Like the entire thing, it's like inhumane. I don't agree with that personally. But I'm explaining that that's a rare case. We are like as a whole, as Europeans ourselves, we value human life quite a lot, and when even somebody is very bad, we don't wanna go to extremes. My father is asking, Helga, are you doing that to save them if they are criminals, or it is humane? No, it is humane. It's definitely humane. We have our ideals based on the Bible. My father is, he says he's happy about that. Yeah, we value the Bible, that's why we do it. Has to do with the Bible. Like when they did it back in the days when they said we're gonna abolish death penalty and shit, had to do with the Bible, because that's how our culture is built anyways, the Bible. And um well, I know it may be weird, but hold on, maybe it sounds weird to you, but um I think I've missed that one there. So maybe it sounds weird to you, like how can we have done that? Like we don't seem like so religious. It's how our culture is built. Like we are basing our culture in some truths, let's put it that way, that made us who we are today. I don't know if that makes sense. So like even if you don't believe, it's still part of your identity. Like the Bible is still part of who you are as a European. Fuck my life. So yeah, that's why everybody agrees. Like you can see like people in the West saying stuff like, I don't know, how can I say it, like maybe that would be not exactly the best example to give, but you can hear like a Greeks, for example, let's put it that way, in Greece saying this telephone is very old, it is from the age of Noah, or Noah had it in his ark. You can hear them saying something like that. My father is laughing, yeah, it's quite funny. So when you say that in Greece, you don't have to be religious, it's just part of your culture to know that. Like maybe the person who says that, maybe they don't even believe Noah was a real person. Like there are people who say that's mythology and they don't believe that he's history, but that's irrelevant. Like as Greeks, you don't, it doesn't matter, it's part of your culture anyway. It's like speaking about like Hercules, pretty much, like the way that you treat it in the language setting. You don't have to be religious in other ways, in other words, that's what I mean. um so yeah, it's, for me as a European, it's crazy that people execute people in Eastern Asia for any reason, any reason. Um, just sounds crazy. Like I saw the other person who was executed the other day in China, and his mom was crying and he said, "Mom, don't cry for me," and it was because of drugs. And you remember, like I had showed you the video, and that was crazy for me, absolutely crazy. We don't do that in here. Okay, my father is asking, what do you do in such cases with drug dealing? Usually they go to prison. If they are dealers, they go to prison, but you have to have proof. Like, there are many times, even in Greece, that you know somebody must be a dealer, but because you don't have proof that they are dealers, they are never sentenced, pretty much. They escape it altogether because you don't have proof. And you can say it is hypocritical because everybody knows that you are a dealer, pretty much, but you don't go to prison because you don't have proof. You get what I mean? So they can't persecute you for something that they have no proof against, pretty much. So yeah, that's quite disgusting, you can say, but I prefer, to be honest, I am not believing in better have an innocent inside than two guilty outside. I believe in better have two guilty outside than one innocent inside. So I am exactly the opposite. Better have a guilty person outside. My father says, why do you say that? I say this because in the how's that called? The Miserables, Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, pronounce it French way. Victor Hugo is in English. Anyways, he wrote that Jean Valjean, the titular protagonist, pretty much, like the miserable guy is Jean Valjean. John is his name in plain English, okay? He steals forks and spoons from an archbishop. Miriel is his name, and Miriel tells the guards that Jean Valjean didn't steal anything from him. He says, I gave them to him. And when the guards leave, he says, take that as a lesson. And this is how Jean is transformed inside of him. He becomes a different man. He embraces the gospel, pretty much. He becomes a better version of himself, we can say, because he realizes what grace is all about. He I don't know how to put it. He realizes that maybe the best way to be in the society is not to be a thief, but to show mercy. He receives God's mercy in that day. Like, that's the point of they will take out of Netflix Matrix, Thomas and Friends. I watched with your mom yesterday, Thomas and Friends, and Sing, my favorite movie. Fuck. Anyways, so as I was saying, he learns that maybe showing mercy is better than punishment, something that Javert, the policeman, the police officer, the antagonist, he struggles, he sees only law everywhere, he doesn't see mercy anywhere, grace. He only sees punishment, and Jean learns mercy that day, and that's the good part of the story, because I don't really like the book. If you ask me, do you like the book? No, I don't like it, but I like this part only, because it's really like how the New Testament works in the Bible. And what I'm saying is, Miriel that day becomes a god figure for Javert, not Javert, like Jean Valjean. He he tells him pretty much that if you show mercy, maybe the other person will learn mercy from you. So I agree with that as a person. Better have a person who is guilty outside than have them inside, you get what I mean? Because anyways, John goes to prison for something very stupid. He had stolen a loaf of bread and he did 20 years of prison in for this reason, and that's crazy, absolutely crazy, you get what I mean? So I'm gonna skip pile before I continue because I'm gonna play this part and then I'm gonna finish the video. Okay, so in Greece, we'll start a new chat. So um, in Greece, how severely are drug dealers punished? Um, yeah, okay. It says that the law is very severe after long-term imprisonment. It's extremely severe. It reflects the seriousness of trafficking offenses. The law 4139 of 2013 distinguishes between personal use and trafficking. Yeah, obviously. Possession is not treated at all. It says like you go to rehab, you don't go prison. So we leave that aside. As I said, they don't. But drug trafficking is considered, yeah, seriously. But as a Greek, that's what I'm saying. If they don't have proof, that's what I know. If they don't have proof, like I remember this from school. They were telling me, my teachers, if you don't have proof, you can easily escape it, because even if you are a killer, that's what I'm trying to explain. Like in my country, 22 years, like safe life imprisonment, right? And you think forever. No, it's not forever, it's maximum 22 years. And if you are even a better person, like you work, you show attitude and shit, 17, 18 years maximum. So convictions typically result in long prison sentences. Yes, exactly. Decades, depending on the type of quantity. Yeah. Um, Sentences are approximately trafficking 8 years to 20 years. So as I said, it's almost like a, yeah. If you are a good person, that's what I'm saying. If you are a good person in prison in Greece, you can escape even like 10 years. There is like, I remember back in the days when I was a teenager, there was a law by a guy named Paraskevopoulos. I have no idea if it is still up or why this guy put this law. It's a quite new law, but it helped, it benefited criminals. So you would do a crime sheet, you would go to prison, and next day you get out for no particular reason. So for any type of crime, like you kill a person, 10 years later get out. That's what I mean. And people were very bamboozled with this, and you had like all this type of like left, right people back then. I've read articles as well saying that bring back death penalty. Like, what are you doing here? You are very, like, you are so humane. You are actually starting to take rights from the innocents and you're giving them to the criminals. I don't know. I always felt mixed signals about it because I feel like mercy, if you show mercy, maybe the other person will be easily convinced, but if you give them harsh discipline, maybe they will get worse. And people in America have said, like I have read comments on videos about prisons in America, that Europe, many Americans say that Europe is doing better job with criminals, because our criminals get worse when they get out of prison, because they are treated very inhumanely. They don't have television, they don't have personal belongings in America, and all this type of shit is making them worse people than what they were. And they think that maybe we are on the right for being so lovingly with them, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. Get a good run up the slope. Do you remember the long jump? Run, press ZL, then jump. Okay. Okay, I did it. So that's what I'm saying. Remember that tricky wall kick jump. It's a technique you'll have to master in order to reach high places. Use it to jump from wall to wall. Tilt the L stick in the direction you want to bounce to gain momentum. Practice makes perfect. Okay, can I see it again? That tricky wall kick jump. Oh, no, I don't remember it. It's a technique you'll have to master in order to reach high places. Use to jump from wall to wall. Tilt the L stick in the direction you want to bounce to gain momentum. Practice. Okay. Okay, I have to yeah, that one. Fuck. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. So seeing that they arrested the prime minister in 2025 and he's gonna face death penalty, like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Uh, like it seems, yeah, it seems barbaric for me. My father asks, "Do you see it as barbarity?" Yes, I do. Like even if he has done something very bad, you can't kill him. I disagree with that. It is clashing quite a bit with my my ideas about fuck my ideas about how government should be doing their job and like a state how the state should be done. I disagree with death penalty. I can see why the Americans agree with it. They have grown up and shit. I can see why, but I can't agree. I can't agree myself. Sorry. Okay, I get the clue that I shouldn't be here. So I'm gonna go back. Fuck. Okay, can I see on Google how many coins, red coins you have to take? I know the 7. Where is the 8? Okay, so Frosty slide for 8 red coins, and I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna close the video. So yeah, yeah, the first one is there. Yeah, the second one is there. Yeah, we're all coming back for that 8th coin. Yeah, exactly. Okay, um hold on a second. I know now I'm not. Okay, where is that? Ah, okay. Okay, I found where it is. Okay, okay, okay. So, uh, okay, my father is asking what I meant when I said if you have proof. Exit. I didn't want to do that. So, I know as a Greek that if you don't have proof, like the police, if they don't have proof for a dealer, they don't persecute, even if everyone knows they are a dealer. I try to speak about it on my channel as a native Greek. You are absolutely right, Copilot says. In Greece, like most countries governed by European law, my father says, Helga, that's reality. Yes, in Europe, because we are very humane and we care more about a person's well-being than punishment, pretty much. Like punishment is not exactly our way to deal with our problems. As I said with the Korean Prime Minister, the police and courts cannot persecute someone purely on reputation or suspicion, even if everyone knows, as I said, someone is a dealer. The justice system requires hard evidence. Δηλαδή, that means that's Greek, sorry, δηλαδή drugs in possession, surveillance records, like having like a footage showing the guy or the woman or anybody, like the gang, doing it in action. Like if they don't have that in court, they are not gonna do shit to you. The justice system needs possession, as I said, surveillance records, financial trails, or witness testimony. Without proof, persecution would collapse in court because Greek law is built on the principle of presumption of innocence, αθώος μέχρι αποδείξεως του εναντίου. It's presumption of innocence. Αθώος, innocent μέχρι αποδείξεως, until proven εναντίου, against, aka if you are not proven guilty, you are not guilty. Until guilt is proven. Why this happens? Presumption of innocence, a cornerstone of Greek and European law. No one can be punished without evidence. Burden of proof lies with the prosecution. Police must present material evidence, drugs, money, communications, etc., avoiding wrongful convictions. If courts acted on common knowledge, it would open the door to abuse, false accusations, and miscarriages of justice. How you can frame this? Yeah. Is this the same in UK? Maybe not EU anymore, but used to be 5 years ago. So it's not very much, that's what I mean. It is worse than in Greece, the punishment. In punishment, they need evidence exactly like Greece. They didn't change the legislation after they left, so they have the same. They are punished very severely if they are found guilty, more severely than in Greece, it says in the UK, but both Greece and UK cannot be persecuted without evidence, even if it says, I will show you, everyone knows, even if everyone knows, you can't persecute a person, even if you know that they are, like, that's what I said about hypocrisy. Like, you can know this person is guilty, but because there's no proof in the eyes of the government, the state, sorry, the police can't do anything. Like, I'm not saying that the policemen are turning a blind eye to these people, no. I'm saying that the law is so strict, you have to have proof for that, so when you don't, the policemen might also be frustrated that they want to take a person behind the bars because they are a criminal, and they can't do them shit, absolute shit, because they don't have hard evidence against them, even though, like, they know, maybe a policeman can say, like, I know that from my country, I'm not gonna speak about, I'm not gonna speak about UK, I'm speaking about Greece. I know for Greece, because I know from satirical TV shows, from school, that the police might know this person is a dealer. The police officers, I mean, like the people from the local police station, no, this guy is doing something uh, illegal, okay, but they can't persecute at all because they don't have proof. They can't just take him inside and question and arrest. My father says this is crazy for Ze. Okay, why? Because in China you arrest people like that. Okay, I didn't know that. Hold on. My father says in China they arrest just like that, not like Greece and UK. I mean drug dealers. I told dad in Greece the local police station may know you are a dealer, but they won't come and arrest you and charge you like that. And he said in China they do. Really? Yes, your father is correct that in China drug enforcement is far more aggressive and uncompromising than in Greece or the UK. Police there are often acting quickly once someone is suspected, and courts hand down very heavy punishments. Okay, that's crazy. That doesn't happen here. I'm clarifying that's not happening here. China enforces a strict anti-drug stance, heavily influenced by its historical memory of the Opium Wars. The National Narcotics Control Commission coordinates nationwide crackdowns with police empowered to arrest suspects rapidly if they are believed to be involved in trafficking. In 2008 alone, authorities solved 62,000 drug-related cases and arrested 74,000 suspects, seizing large quantities of heroin, methamphetamine, ecstasy, ketamine, marijuana, opium, and cocaine. Chinese courts consistently impose heavy sentences. In just the first 5 months of 2023. More than 17,000 people were sentenced for drug crimes, with 4,257 receiving prison terms of 5 years or more. Life imprisonment and even death penalty can be imposed for such trafficking cases, especially involving large quantities or organized smuggling. Courts target aggravating factors such as supplying drugs to minors or using juveniles in trafficking operations. Comparisons with Greece and UK. Greece and UK police need hard evidence, drugs, financial records, surveillance before arresting and charging someone. Reputation alone is not enough. Yeah. China. Police are empowered to act more swiftly, and the justice system is far less tolerant of known dealers operating without proof. Once suspicion is strong, arrests often follow quickly and courts impose severe sentences. Outcome. In Greece or the UK, a known dealer might remain free until evidence is gathered. Exactly. In China, the same person would likely be arrested much sooner and face harsher punishment. Yeah, my father says, not my father, Copilot says my father is correct. That's absolutely crazy for me. I'm bamboozled as a Greek. I can't believe it, to be fair. In Greece, if there are people who know this person is involved, this person knows, that type of shit. If you are not proven, if you aren't proven guilty, nobody's gonna harm you in Greece. You have to have proof for everybody in Greece in order to do it, and even if you have proof, my father says that's also here. Yeah, that's also here. You have to have proof here as well. Like I had problems with the neighbor. He was very misogynistic. I took his messages to the police. He had told me fuck you, and I said he is calling me names in text, and the police said, and I said I'm afraid because I am young. He moved 2 months later. He moved out, and good for him, I suppose. But when I saw the police, I told them by phone. The woman in the police said, if he doesn't do anything, the woman said, I can't do him anything. And I said, so you wait until he smothers me until you do something? And she said, unfortunately, mom, I can't do anything. This is what she told me. Like, she had proof and she didn't do anything. So this is how it works in here. The criminal unfortunately has more rights than the person. My father says you get angry as you remember. Yes, I do. Because that was very unfair. That's what I had to do and I didn't know. So yeah, it's quite unfair. It's quite unfair. But yeah, my father says this and Copilot said he's correct. That's new to me. Where is the star though? I'm trying to find the star to finish the video. Hold on. I will see where the star is and I will close the video. Okay, I found where it is. Have to go back there. Yeah. There we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will come back tomorrow. So yeah, if you are here, you can pretty much escape with everything. The reputation doesn't matter. You have to have proof. If you don't have proof for somebody, even if you have proof sometimes, as I said, people can escape anything. So yeah, it's quite funny and quite devastating that in China they are so strict. So much strictness is not always good. It's not always good at all. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you like it, and I will come tomorrow again. So bye, see you tomorrow, and bye from my dad as well. Bye bye.